getting closer to pushing me off a life's little edge. G'day guys, Chaos Chronicles. Well, it is almost Christmas time, only 2 days away as a matter of fact, and which has brought me to my next video, and I've had a number of people ask me if I could explain to them what happens in prison around Christmas time and what we do and things like that. So alright, well let's get into it. So, I mean, I guess it's a day just like any other day in prison, although it is Christmas and, you know, spirits are high on this day and people are in happy moods. I mean, you still do have your everyday jail bullshit, what goes on every single day, you know, like people fighting, people getting on drugs, people arguing, like it's a normal day. And as a matter of fact, on this day, probably more so than other, there's probably a few more arguments over the phone, as you guys could probably imagine. A lot of people want to use the phones, and yeah, so a lot of arguments over the phones, but like as something what the jail do, so most prisons that I've been to will put on some kind of a special lunch because most prisons will close early as so the officers can get home to their family and do all that kind of stuff. So, but they'll generally put on, well, I know some put on a breakfast as well. So like they'll have like hash browns and bacon and eggs. And then obviously for the kosher and the Muslims as well, like the Jewish and the Muslim, I'm pretty sure they both don't eat bacon, so they have their own style of meals as they do every other night, you know. And so, I mean, but really, other than that, and then they will put on a lunch, but other than that, there's not really much you can do. I mean, every single jail has a chapel, and so you can go and most Sundays you can get in there and go to church, and you know, generally there won't be any, you know, fighting or any of that type of thing inside the chapel, you know. But yeah, so you know, they've got church services and things like that, but I mean, they really, you know, there isn't people out in the yard singing Christmas carols, and you know, although there is people handing out Christmas cards, I guess that's about as Christmassy as it gets. I actually have been in some prisons where they put around some Christmas decorations, but you know, unless you put them up high, they are gonna get taken down and used for whatever else other people can use them for. But I mean, I guess everyone just wants to talk to their family on the phone, and I'm aware that in some prisons now they have Skype calls and stuff like that, so you can Skype your family and you actually get to see them, which would be a really pleasant change, as opposed to you know, just being able to speak to them on the phone. I think on days like Christmas and stuff like that, you know, the services like the Skype and that would be really appreciated. But I mean, like the reality is, like the whole, like anyone who takes drugs in prison is going to be getting really messed up on this day, and the majority of people will plan for this, and New Year's as well. Like, it's no secret, you know, I'm not giving away any secrets. The screws know that they will find heaps of drugs and contraband on these days, especially homemade alcohol and stuff like that. A lot of people making homemade alcohol, as it's fairly easy to make, and you know, people just want to spend their festive seasons being festive, I suppose. And so, but yeah, the reality is it's just another day in jail, except it's Christmas Day, so you know, people's spirits are a little bit higher than normal. But like, I've found that like people are really touchy on Christmas days and on days that, you know, mean a lot to them. But Christmas Day is the one that you will see a lot of fights, because, you know, we don't want to be cooped up with all these other dudes. We want to be cooped up with our family and doing what we love, and that's what we want to be doing. And so, you know, I have noticed that there is a lot of fights and stuff on Christmas, but you know, it's just another day in jail, and I mean, you know, they do have a church service on Christmas Day that anyone can attend, and but I mean, other than that, yeah, like I said, there ain't people, you know, dancing around in circles, locking arms, singing Christmas carols, that's for sure. But yeah, it is just another day in jail, and things go on as normal. And but one thing is sure, like I said, like people are going to be getting plastered that day one way or another. So heaps of homemade hooch will get found that day. They will do raids and they will try and find it all beforehand. And you know, crooks are pretty crafty people. And when you've got nothing but 24 hours a day to think about how you're going to defeat the ops, or you know, the screws, then people are really going to do that. But yeah, I mean, they don't really do anything. You know, you can't have visits on Christmas Day. You can have visits on Boxing Day, but as you can imagine, the visit centre is going to be packed out all day, you know, on Christmas Day, on Boxing Day. So trying to get a visit is going to be a nightmare. So you can't see your parents, you know, you can't see your family, no one can come in and see you for Christmas, you know. But you know, which is going to lead me to the reminder, and you guys who watch my content, you know that I'll always try and say something at the end. But like, the reality is this, guys, like, if you don't want to be spending like Christmas Day with some, you know, some people that you generally don't like and you know, can't stand, then don't go do crime, guys, because you know, like I always say, these crimes that you commit, you know, when you first enter that criminal world, have a very, very good way of like snowballing very, very quickly into other crimes, and especially if drugs are involved. Like, you know, yeah, I know myself from past Christmases and stuff like that, that you know, that you know, a lot of these people will be spending these Christmas just trying to get on drugs and trying to secure that bag so they can be happy on Christmas Day and take their drugs on Christmas Day. And you know, which leads me to my new slogan, and I really am going to use this, which is, you know, put the bag down and pick your kids up. You know, this is a Christmas time. You know, try and do one Christmas for your kids at least. Do you know what I mean? I know all of you that are out there doing it really, really hard, and I know how much that it's hard when it's Christmas time, when you have a family and drugs are involved and crimes are involved. I know it's really, really hard, and so, you know, we really want to concentrate this time on you know, putting that bag down and picking our kids up for Christmas, guys. That's the slogan that we want to use this Christmas. Let's try and keep it. And also, guys, for those of you that may carry a knife or any types of weapon for self-defense, let's leave them at the front door today, and let's just not bring them out with us, and let's just start taking those small steps. You know, you say you want to change your lives. These are the things you've got to do to change your life. You know, leave that knife at home, and you know, put the bag down and pick your kids up, and just enjoy Christmas with your families, guys. And that's all I could ever ask. So I have been the Chaos Chronicles. This has been a Christmas Chaos Chronicle, and there will be plenty more videos over Christmas. So a lot of people have asked, because I'm not posting as often, you know, am I still doing it? Absolutely, of course I am. But as you guys know, I've got a lot of stuff going on at the moment, and it is Christmas as well, which is making it extra hard. But we are getting there, and I absolutely am not going anywhere except for onwards and upwards from here on in. Alright guys, Chaos Chronicles, we out.
You're getting closer to pushing me off a life's little edge.